and get some of that headed off. And no, not sure.
Not sure. Hopefully we should. Oh, I just missed the countdown. We're live.
Just missed the countdown, we're live. We sort of touched on it yesterday. We've got large flexi frames. These are absolutely brilliant. Ba-ba! Very easy to use, very easy make. So if you're looking for something a little bit different in terms of depth, just to show you the versatility of the frames. These are the frames. They are 30 centimetres, 12 inches, a foot long, basically. So they're sizable. They are sizable, and kind of quite hard to get hold of, actually. But we've got them. They are here, and they are all ready to go. Lots of projects in mind for the velvets. So we'll do the thing where we launch them. You can buy them by the half metre. If you buy multiples, it will come as obviously an extended length cut to order for you. What do we do with the velvets? Well, we do things like this with the velvets. We've made these before. These are 30 centimetre flexi frame, not flexi frame, got flexi frame on the frame, tubular frame bags. There is absolutely no reason why you can't make this out of velvet like that. And I've got some beautiful combos like we did for these today as well, because we're all about the velvets. So this week we've had tapestries on Monday, tapestry fabrics Monday. We've had Teflon goodies okay, and with us all right. And where are we? Who are we? What have we got? Here we go. People are joining. Good morning. We have got Anne and Jan. Good morning. And Liz and Sharon and Jane and Karen and Julia. Good morning, peeps. Nikki's with us as well. So good morning to all of you. You've now found us and you're joining us, and this is fabulous. So good morning, everybody. And I'm sure more will join us as we go. Joining by the moment. So good morning to you. Do you want to start having a little sneaky peek at some of these? Not got you live on the website, says Mary. Not sure why. I can't really do anything about that from here. But maybe Eshe can look at that. Cindy's here. Good morning. Don't know. It's above my pay grade, that bit. Morning, Nikki. Okay, let's take a little look here. So, right, let's have a little look. Gemma's messaging me. Gemma, it was advent labels, love. That's what I was asking. If we had all the advent labels ready to print, so that we can start packing those. That was what I was asking. Should you've asked me to do something? What was it? Gosh, now where to start today? This, would you believe, is velvet. And oh my goodness, does it feel incredible. When our supplier popped this one out, we were like, whoa. Even Jane was like, that is beautiful. Really, really, really stunning. I have got so many makes in mind for this. So many makes. And for the make that I want to do for next week, if you don't buy it all, I want to use this with it. Now this is a tweed colour with it. We all went, oh yes. So we've done this as a special bundle. And it is very, very beautiful. I've used this with cork before, and I lined a cork man bag with it, and it's really, really stunning. It's lovely to use, and the combination of those colours. I'm going to use this with cork as well next week, so you can imagine what that's going to look like. Hopefully rather stunning. So if you want to get ahead and you want to get your fabric in, then grab that bundle, and then you know that you will be good to go. This is available, like I say, individually by the half metre or in that duo, and you can buy continuous lengths of it. It feels incredible, absolutely incredible. If you've had any of our latest velvets from us before, then you know that the velvets we stock now are just beautiful. They are a polyester velvet, which is how you get the depth of colour. We swapped across to polyester as opposed to cotton velvet after working with O'Deal's velvets and just wanting that depth of colour and that incredible softness. And they're not massively, there's not a massive pile on these, but the softness is just phenomenal. This is new, this is rose, and it's very, very, very gorgeous. It's a soft, smoky pink. Now I've got this either by itself or, you know, I said I'd put some bundles together for you in terms of if you wanted to make, here it is again, but with this. So this is a cotton percale or percale, however you want to say it. And just the weights of these work really beautifully. And these, of course, these are the combos that we made these in. So with your velvet outer and then with your cotton lining there, which was this range of fabrics, was how we did these. So yeah, I highly recommend these combinations together. I might even work with these today to show you how working with velvets can just be a really beautiful thing to do in lots of different ways. So I might pop that one to one side. And then we know we're good. Right, so that is the new really beautiful, beautiful, soft rose. Then we've got ochre. We never seem to have a really good ochre. There's no other way to describe it really. So we've got one. And we absolutely love it. So again, you can buy this by the half metre. I mean, it clashes horribly with that. Don't put it with that, for goodness sakes. But with your navies and things like that and your blues, it's going to be incredible. So hold that thought, because this is the navy velvet that we have. Now this has been bundled today. What we have left of this stock has been bundled today. But look at those two together. They are so striking, aren't they? And this is your William Morris. This is your Strawberry Thief. This is your Cotton Persal. And it just sitting in between those two, it just looks absolutely gorgeous, because actually you've got this kind of ochre colour on the chest of the birds. Oh, I love it. We've paired it with this, but I would say why not get a little bit of that as well to get that real striking look. I only have 7 of these. That's it. Then that William Morris is done and gone. That's all I have. So if you love it, then grab it, is what I'm going to say. But that would make you that. That is that exact combo. Oh yeah, I do actually use that bag. Yeah, there are some certain samples that are not going to be for sale. Righty ho. Now, what we have bundled, and I've only got 2 of these because this is the last of the William Morris. And this isn't a persal, however you say it. This is just a regular quilting cotton, but it's so beautiful, and it has got this ochre shade in there. So the 2 half meters that I had left, we have cut and we have bundled with this. We've put a massive discount on these because we've only got 2 left. That's it. So we've brought them down in line with that pricing there. So if you fancy getting your hands on one of these, stunning, stunning William Morris. It's interesting actually because Gemma came over last night and she was just saying about a lot of the fabric. She's like, we just can't see that detail. I just didn't realise just how beautiful some of these really are. So do bear that in mind. We can't always get that depth of colour for you. Now. This, however, is really rather... Where is it? What have I done with its plain? Now, I've done this with, oh, I'm just going to show you this anyway. Just take a little look at this. Now, you can buy this as a continuous length. This is a 1/2 metre of it. But this is the kind of thing that we've got new, you've got new bag tops in today. But this is made out of one of the velvets from the same company. So just imagine having a beautiful bag like that in these kind of colours. These are the handles that we've got for you today. This has been sat on the set for a while now. Let me see if I can get these on a close up for you. Just bear with me, caller. Really want you to get to see the detail in here because it is so pretty. So you've got lots of engraving. These are wire racked handles around the top there, and if you want to open it, you push the heart up and it opens. I haven't seen a clasp like that, and I was so taken with it. Thought it was really rather beautiful. These are 18 centimetre ones, and then if you want to then add a strap, then of course you can, and then you just clip it shut. And these are nice as well because you can have them. They just struck me as very unusual, and I really like them. So you lift the heart up, and then that opens everything there for you. Really pretty, isn't it? Really pretty. Whilst we're on a close-up, let me show you just how beautiful these are. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that just absolutely stunning? And I'm going to keep on a close-up for a minute because I've got some other things I need to show you. Because I've got another printed velvet which I think is just divine. You've got peacocks, you've got butterflies, you've got all sorts of goodies in here. Now, you can buy this by the 1/2 metre, or we do have it with a 1/2 metre of moss I've put it with. But I just wanted you to see that detailing. And before I show you the rest of that, can I just show you these? We have got 7 long quarters left. We thought we'd sold out, and then last night I was looking at it going, hang on, I can make up a bit more of these. So, can you see? This is the Library of Rarities. These are cotton, quilting weight cotton. These are all cut. So if you buy more than one, you will get them cut as long quarters. But here they are. And I just wanted you to get that rainbow. I know a lot of you have bought the 2.5 inch strips that we've done for the subscription. Oh, they're stunning, aren't they? These are one of my favourite fabrics. But I've got 7 long quarter bundles, and that is it. That is that fabric gone. We haven't really even made anything with it yet. The subscription Zoom call will be the first time that we've actually done anything with them. But it means that I've got a few bolt ends. I'm not reducing these bolt ends, they just are the bolt ends because, yeah. So these are goodly amounts. Look at that. You've got 1.6 there of your butterscotch. Just stunning. I just want to cover books in them. I've got 1.85 here of this incredible ochre colour. I've got a 70 centimetre piece of the peacock. I have got 1.18 meters of the pink, of the Valentine. And I have got persimmons. I have got 1.24 meters of the persimmons. That's a beautiful, rich, fiery one, isn't it? Just gorgeous. And then 63 centimeters of the copper. The rest is all gone. So if you want those bolt ends, do please get in quickly to get those, because they're not going to hang around. Oh no, 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 no. Let's pop those there. Right, I've made a mess, but that's okay. This is nothing unusual, and it is also okay. So let me show you the bundles that we've got. I'm going to pop that to one side because I'm not going to work with that. That is for next week's show. I'm going to work with that one. Put that one there. And then I want to show you this. So this lined with this, we have got these as half-metre duos. Would allow you, if you added in that, to make really something rather stunning. And I will, if we're going out for an evening, I will very often just go jeans, heels, plain top, incredible bag. And that's it. It's just effortless then, isn't it? Really, really effortless. And I just think that is really rather gorgeous. So there is that option. So you can buy this by the half metre, as many half metres as you like, cut continuously, or you can buy a half metre with a half metre there. If you buy more than two, then we can cut that to order as well. And then with this one, let's give you a larger overview of this one. It's a bit special, isn't it? It really is. And here, I've put this with moss. And I do think, again, that would look a bit special. I really do. I'm that I can make one for myself. Not gonna lie. I just think that's absolutely stunning. So that's that option. And then we have got, which I completely forgot to show you yesterday, the linen mixes. Look at the elephants! Now these are the fabrics that I made my showstopper bags with. So a half metre of these would do showstopper bags. Just love that. Absolutely love that. You might want, actually no, you'd probably want a metre because you want handles and stuff out of it as well. Yeah. I've just knocked everything off. So that's one elephant base linen, which I think is rather gorgeous. Do you know, I'd really like just a massive great big laundry bag or something out of that. It'd be fabulous, wouldn't it? So that is one option. And then, gosh, I've got so many fabrics to show you today. This is back in stock. This sold out the very first day that we brought it to air for you. Just the richness of it is stunning. With all the elephants and the horses and just the grandeur of it. This is your Agra. And it's just beautiful. And it's got a 70 centimetre repeat on that, but we're selling it by the metre, for metre or half metre, I can't remember. I think by the metre. And certainly it's worth getting a metre with these large scale prints. I really would. Whether you're doing cushions, floor cushions, whatever you're making, absolutely stunning. Gemma's doing her downstairs toilet curtains out of some of these things. Now, half metre heavens. Shall we do that now? Shall we? Because there's a little difference here at the moment. We've got brand new Kaufmans in today. And I just wanted to show you these. These are up already. As half metre duos, I cannot do these at a half metre heaven price because these fabrics alone should be over £10 a half metre. But my goodness, they are stunning. Just stunning. This is metallic in here. I mean, even the selvage is exquisite. imagine? Just so stunning. I have put this with, there we go, that one. So we are loving that today. You can. This is from the Artful Blooms collection. So we've popped that with pomegranate. Now, I'm going to pop that Kaufman to one side for now as well. This is also from the same collection. And you can, I mean, again, look at that pop with the blue. We've gone with midnight, with navy, rather. We've gone dark for this one, which we kind of thought, Jane and I thought was rather fabulous. And again, these are up now, if you want them. Just bear in mind they're from the same collection, so you can see these blues pulling across into here. And this was the one that I got very excited about because, look at that. Also from the same collection, I just adore this. But look, when you then go, that, just love it. I just love it. Look at these two together, they're incredible. And then you bring the blues and the, oh, wow, I love it. So you can either get them as half meter heavens, but they're not half meter heaven prices. They are a really good price, don't get me wrong, but I can't do half meter heaven prices on them. Or you can get them as a trio, as a fat quarter trio if you want. If you buy more than one, obviously we cut it at a continuous length for you, or you can buy them individually by the half meter. There are lots of ways to play with these. Lots of ways. And they're a bit stunning. So the other Kaufman that is already available, and these are up to date. You don't have to wait until midnight. Normally we have to wait until midnight for the half meter heavens, but these are available already. This is the other Kaufman, just because, it was kind of because these frames came in. Again, I could just see it. I've made so many bags like this with Kaufman fabrics because of that richness and decadence. It's just very exciting, isn't it? It's really very beautiful. And this is a sit in front of a movie and stitch them in job. Take your time with it. Oh, I just love them. So they are up already. You can get those now. Tonight's half meter heavens that go live at midnight, we are looking at, and I've only got 4 of these. This is your copper library of rarities, and we've put it with terracotta. It just pulls that richness through. We haven't half meter heavened any of these, but we had a little bit extra of that copper, so we've done that with it. We have got one Roman glass contrast with bright pink. A little bit of K facet coming in here. It's a bit of a mishmash. I've also got the melons with raspberry, just exquisite. This is a Philip Jacobs raspberry with your melons, with your watermelons there. I've got 6 of those. Gorgeous. And then this is your Anna Maria Horner Compromise in Small. Now this is with Assault Batik. So this is again, this is a half meter heaven price, but we've done it a little bit special here, and this has got all these incredible blues, which you can see are all in there. This is a very, very special bundle. Absolutely stunning. Now this is your vintage anemone flower. We've done this with velvets in the past. It works beautifully. We also did food wraps and stuff with them, and we've put it with Hawaiian. I've got one left. I don't know why it was ever taken down, but I've got one left. So that will go up tomorrow as well. And then we've got the tropical water lilies. I've got 2 of these, and these are with sapphire. Look at these. They're just so stunning. And yes, I put it with the sapphire. I just love that. Now I've got 2 of the grandiose as well, which is coming up next. I don't know why I've got random numbers of these, but we have. So there's no point in cutting more when I've got ones on the shelves that haven't even been listed. Let's get these gone and start fresh next week. So this is your Grandiose with jade. How stunning. Again, we're looking at a Philip Jacobs fabric here. Just stunning. I've got 2 of those, that's it. Going to have to be up at midnight for these, I'm afraid. It's going to be one of those. Now, next up, I've got Lewis and Irene. I've got one of these left. What's going on? Izzy, bless her, she went through all of the half metre heaven showers yesterday, checked that every single one was listed. And there were just a few anomalies, which is really strange. So I've got that with gold. These are your little leopards. Whee! And there they are. Fabulous. And then here I've got the Estee McLeod in pink. Now, you've got bird. I love this because it's sort of abstracty, but you do have the bird in there. We've taken this azalea colour from the dots. And when you see it up close, you can see it really is that pink and that orange and that warmth that comes through. We love that. There it is. I've got one of those. And then one of these. This is your spangled. Beautiful movement in here. That lovely mix of greens and pinks and blues. And look, we've picked that absolutely on the nose with that, haven't we? Just stunning. And then I've got one William Morris left here, which is the Wood Willow. And we put it with beige because it's really hard. Again, we do half meter heavens because we know it's very difficult for you at home on screens to shop and get the right colour that's going to suit it completely. And this beige is absolutely that background colour there. This is from the Emery Walker collection. And we're down to the last little skiddly bits of this. So that is that. So there are your half meter heavens for this week. 1s and 2s of those, but you do have brand new Kaufman in there. These were just out. These are the rivet handles that if you want to change today's make into a bag, you just rivet those on. Okay. So we're going to do not a wider version, but a deeper version of this today. I'm going to show you how easy this is. It really is. And I'm very excited to be showing this to you. So, what did I decide to do it in? I tell you what I had, before I realised I was going to do velvets today, I had this prepped. I'll show you this. Because these, we had yesterday, we had the half meters of the tapestries with the half meters. I was going to do it in that. So that was my outer and I folded down with the navy, which I think would look really smart, but I do want to show it you in the velvets as well. Because I've had a bit of a think about the best way to work with heating the velvets, because obviously they're polyester, so you do want to be careful with that. You're going to need one of these frames. And with if you're using something like Styleville, so this works for the bags. The same applies for if you're working with Styleville to do the bags in any shape, size, way or form. I wanted a different way to adhere without using steam, because obviously you don't really want to use steam with your beautiful velvets. So I did have a little bit of a thought on that, and I'll show you today what I came up with. So let's get cutting with these. They are very, very beautiful to work with if you haven't worked with them already. If you have worked with our velvets already, then you know how beautiful they are. And I know that because I know the number of you that have come back to make, as soon as you see that we've got new colourways, I see you come back and make new purchases, and I'm like, yeah, no, I know you know. I know you know how beautiful this all is. And it is very much so. So I've said in the instructions for these, realistically you can make these as tall as you want. The difference is just going to be beautiful. Yeah, but you can't change the width because obviously the width is governed by. It's not 7-berry. That's been mislabeled. Yeah, it's not that. That didn't make any sense to do it because I was just busy looking at the label. Yeah, so the width of it is obviously governed by the width of your frame. So that can't change, but the depth of it absolutely can. So we'll do a taller one today and I'll show you. I think it's going to be about 3 inches taller, maybe. Now, we talked about the interfacing situation with the style wheel and how I want to show you, you know, this just an alternative way in which to do that. But also, you could just line your lining fabric, and then you wouldn't have to interface the velvet at all. And I will just give that a little press. Anyway, my iron is on. Oh, my mic is missing. Let me just turn my mic around. Let's see if that's better there. Oh, it would be. But we'll try it there. A little delve down the top. There we go. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Jemmy will have to let me know. Right, so they are pressed, ready to go. Parchment paper. This is the thing. So, Styleville works best if you can apply some steam. But sometimes we're using things that we don't really want to apply a steam to. I don't really want to apply a steam through a velvet, but I want to use my velvet. So, yes, this is adhesive, but. This is the thing. We've had this in the past. I want to see if I can get some more of it. Fuser web would work absolutely just as well. So if you've got some fuser web on the way, this is the non-sheeted version of it. So if you bought the fuser web from last week, this is fuser web, but without the carrier sheet. The carrier sheet I actually have come to prefer because it's just easier to deal with. But yeah, so your fuser web would be, but it's gone into all your kits, so I haven't got any just fuser web. So Mistifuse is the thing that you might have in your stash that looks a little bit like this. And it's a web of glue, effectively. And all I'm going to do is just sort of cut this size. So I'm going to be cheeky and just add like an extra layer of adhesive to my Styleville. And it's an adhesive that melts a lot more easily than the Styleville's adhesive itself. So we're sort of cheating a little bit on that. And you don't have to. You can go in gently, you can sew based, you can do all those things, and none of it needs be difficult. Okay. Oh, there we go. I've got a little bit possibly folded over there. So on the side that already has an adhesive, all I'm going to do I'm just wondering if... Did I cut these for a different I've cut these for a different project. This isn't for this project. looking at it going, why have I already cut those out? I need to cut these the right size. Bear with, we'll get there. I'm busy worrying about my mic, that's what it is. Let me see if I can sort this in a better way. There we go. This will pick up. If you've got anything on your floor, this will pick it up. It's just one of those things. Now, I'm going to take the seam allowance off. And then I want this to be just... Have I cut that the wrong way around? No! Yes, I have cut it the wrong way around. Well done, me. Helps you have your ruler on the right way round. Oh, it's one of those days. Never mind. Never mind. We'll get there in the end. That looks like a straighter edge. Let's do that. There we go. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's all good. Okay, I'm just taking off the seam allowance on here just to make life a little bit easier. Right, that's the side that already has a bit of adhesive on there. Let's go again with this. There I was so carefully sewing around the cutout bit. We will be cutting out in a bit. I tell you what that's for. I did some prep because I want to make with those tapestries. I really want to make another of my rivet handle bags because it just is too gorgeous to not use as often as you can. There we go. So this will, you can do it one of two ways. You can kind of melt this in. Got a couple of sheets of this, is just parchment paper. Allow it to cool and then apply it, which might be the easiest way to do it. If when you come to put it back, it sort of pulls away a bit, you just haven't melted it in enough. That's all. But your parchment paper, your greaseproof paper, or if you've got a Teflon pressing sheet, that works great too. But you might just want to leave it to cool for a little bit. There you go. Hopefully my mic is a little bit better now. Again, this is just a little cheat, a little hack. If you've got a bit of your heating bond or whatever, fuser web, anything like that. I tend to keep fuser web in the place because I only have one horse that wears a rug in winter. That's because she's very old. And last year I had two because I also had a racehorse who was rehabbing with me, and he'd just been in a stable for forever. So that didn't feel fair. Now if I just show you, but yeah, this stuff, I've mended more rugs with this stuff than I care to remember. I am leaving a 1/4 inch gap around there, and then at the top this will be, that's how it's going to fold down. So you can see this is going to be, you know, quite sizable. The thing to bear in mind when working with your velvet is which way do you want the nap to go, and the nap just gives you that deeper colour as you brush it. I'm going to have it so that the nap is brushing up and then smooth down. And we'll see. I've tried this technique with the tapestry and it worked an absolute treat. So we'll see if it works as well with the velvet. Let's experiment, right? If it doesn't, it doesn't, and we'll soon get to know. But oh, so far so good. That is a lot easier. And what the, if you apply a heat to polyester velvet, it will dull the colour. It just, I did it by accident on an O'Deal one, not thinking. I was like, oh, it's really dulled the colour. But you can see that's not affecting the colour, that's just where it's been. But that has, yeah, that's adhered better. Don't know if I've got as far up as getting any glue up there. This isn't a long make, by the way, really not. Let's check this is the correct size. I've cut so many of these now. Yeah. This is, of course, another way, if you wanted to, of course, what you could do is put this adhesive on the non-adhesive side, and then what you've created, this is another little sewing hack for you, what you've then created is a double-sided foam interfacing. Because at the moment, I know that Bosal used to do one, whether they still do or not, I don't know. But certainly, Flexi Stalville don't do a double-sided webbing, double-sided foam. So that would be quite interesting. Before I go putting this on top, I mean, check my nap. I want to put my nap the same way. So yeah. Just checking that my edges are all nice and equal. So this time we're going to try going straight in without pre-adhering that gluey web. First we're going to do this in a oneer and see what happens. So again, your time is spent in the preparation of this. The actual sewing is straight sewing and very, very, very simple. So your time goes into that prior and proper preparation. But you could do these with the Kaufman, you could do these just with normal cottons. They don't have to be fancy fabrics like this, but I do love a fancy fabric. Yeah, look at that. Gorgeous. This colour looks so beautiful with wood as well. Oh, no, look at that. Oh no, It does work best if you do the glue first. Okay, this is our learning then. You want to melt that glue into, you see, this is just it, we're learning, aren't we? And this is what, if you want to give any of these things a go at home, you know, it's what you've got to do. You've got to learn as you go. If you're trying something a little bit different or thinking, oh, I could just hack that a little bit and see what happens. That's so interesting. I wonder why that is. Because we've just seen it just adhered so beautifully straight off on the other one. That's so strange. Don't know why. Let's go again. Good to know now. And just the nice thing is when you sort of press over with the velvet, you can see the edges. Right, let's do that again, shall we, very quickly. It's a good job this isn't a long make, isn't it? But, you know, it's very easy to just come on and say, this is how you do it, blah, blah, blah. But if you want to test at home, this is how you would do it. This is how I do it. If I want to try out something new so that I can tell you, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But this is the way that we need to do it. Good morning, Emily Alice. Are you lurking in the background in your pyjamas? Are you not even out of your pyjamas today? No. That's my daughter, who is apparently having another pyjama day today. My son last night slept outside all night. He's been building a den all holidays in the garden. And we managed to string up a hammock in the den. And he was adamant he was going to sleep. We all had bets on him, you know, being back home by 10 o'clock. But no, he slept out there all last night. He said, I think I had such a good night's sleep because I was in nature. I'm like, all right, yeah, probably did. Probably did. Right, so we can get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. We've done that. We're going to put these right sides together. Now, just bear in mind, if you're working with something that has a sort of direction, when you fold over, because that's the bit that you're really going to see, which bit, crikey, which bit will you fold over? Now, with all of these, I'm going to pop these right sides together as well. There's a few little markers that we will make. We're going to take a square out of the bottoms. And again, if you want them boxier, you can take out a bigger one. And if you've got good scissors and can cut through everything in one go, then absolutely do that. Saves yourself some time and effort. Why wouldn't you? There we go. And we're going to measure down on both sides. We're going to measure down 2 inches. That's what we're going to fold back. So if you have gone a little bit wobbly with your interfacing, it doesn't matter as long as it's not encroaching into that 2-inch space across there. You see I've gone slightly at a wonk there, but you don't want to have your interfacing going above that 2-inch line, just because that's going to be your marker to fold down. Okay, and we're going to clip that and then we're going to sew it. Ba, 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 ba. Where are my clips? Here we go. And I'm going to go with 1/4 inch. Sometimes when I'm working with Styleville, what I sometimes will do is add a seam guide. And I don't know if you guys have ever, I know that some people get really funny about using seam guides. I do have a foot somewhere, I've lost the feet for this. They're in a box somewhere. But there's nothing, I know with this machine, there's no computerized element. Oh, I've come undone. Before I've even started, I've come undone. There's no computerized element on any machine actually, underneath here. So I'm okay to put a magnet on there. Some people just won't put a magnet near a machine, but this isn't a computerized machine anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, just sometimes, especially with the Styleville, it can just help me keep that even spacing. Now I'm going to leave a turning through gap somewhere in my lining. I don't think it's going to be along the base, I think I'll do it down the next side. But because we've already got those squares for turning through cut out, I've already got that guideline of where that needs to be. So we are going to box the bottoms straight off. So we're going to pull the sides apart and we're going to nest those seams, you see, in opposite directions. And just by realigning that base seam and that side seam, we now have that straight line to then sew across. There are various different ways to box the bottom, and really it depends on the project as to which one I feel fits better. There we go, and I'm going to do exactly the same here, starting at that 2-inch line. I've just rucked that, not quite caught it. There we go. If that happens, sometimes what I will do if I'm starting on Styleville is I will start off it and then start on it rather, and then reverse off it, if that makes sense. So that I don't, as I move on to it, just push it and step it off. And I find that helps. So yeah, so for example here, my foot is on it, I'm going to take a couple of steps forward and then go backwards off it. And then again, realigning these seams here. And yeah, you know, my stove come undone a little bit there, but that's fine because I'm about to now sew it in. So it then becomes sew based. Like I say, you do not have to heat adhere your style in at all. You can always just sew baste it in. What I mean by that is just doing a long stitch within your seam allowance all the way around, and that will hold it. In fact, that's why they have, you can just get, we don't sell it because it gets confusing, but you can get Styleville that doesn't have the fix. It's just, it is literally just a sew-in interfacing. Right, okay, let's come here. So now what we want to do is turn this through the right way, which is your lining. You're going to insert that inside here. Okay. And you want to match these sides. And I'm going to sew all the way. Now, what you might find easiest to do is to just match the tops and just sew straight along the tops. That's what I'm going to start off by doing, and then come down and sew the sides, just because sometimes it can just be a little bit easier that way. But we have done this, we've done this style before with the round bag handles. In fact, I might even clip that there, just to hold that. And anything, we've done this with sunglasses cases, anything where you need to have an opening that goes like that. So at the top of the bag, or the top of your sunglasses case, or anything like that. And sometimes just sewing along the top is just far easier, and then you can just sew down the sides, because you can sew down the sides then from either side of your fabric. Probably should have pinned this. And as I get to the end here, I will just turn around and sew down that side, just because I can see it and it's easy enough to then do. And I'm going to sew down to where my stitches finished before. And then on this side I can then turn it, and I can see my stitches, and I'll just sew down that outer side as well to where my stitches were. So you can see from this side I've sewn up one side, across, and then down the other. So we'll do that on this side as well. Flip that out the way. It's just there's a lot of Styleville stuff in the way. So I'm going to sew again across that top line. There we go. And then turning on that edge, because I can see that edge to sew down. And sewing down to where I left off sewing on those side seams. Okay, now if you want to, then you can cut away any excess. on those corners, and then we're going to find where our turning through gap was, and we're going to give that a good turn through. It's a bit gorgeous. Now you can do your turning through gap at any point. I'm just getting my fingers into those edges. And I will give this a little press just to get that seam crisp. But what we're going to do is just turn those tops over. How pretty is that? So we'll give them a good press. So they will fold over, and that's why that style veil didn't go all the way up to the top. It's giving us, I've just caught something, and they'll have a look at that. It's giving us that edge to fold it along. Like that. So let me give that a press. So I want to keep that seam line on the top. That's what, and you can top stitch these if you want. That's going to really help keep them nice and crisp. You don't have to. It's just an option, but that is then going to fold over like so. Yeah, I haven't quite caught that. And as I'm just adjusting, all I'm adjusting to do is making sure that seam is sitting neatly on top. Now, what we will do is get this. Now this doesn't have rivets that you can undo at the side, so this has to kind of go in as is. So we slide that over the bag, and then what you do is fold it over. And again, you are using that style veil turn there. That's your easy guide. You can measure it to make sure that you are absolutely right, and you will at some point, but for just turning it over, and then you straighten it out, because when that is turned over, that will sit in there. You're going to measure this down and press it, and then you will move this up. I folded that down too far. Because that edge there is going to sit under there, like that. That's just allowing that to fold down there. And it's just a little bit of arranging, a little bit of jiggery pokery to get that how you want it, with that sitting up into that corner there, and that press down and just fold it over, and that will then move up to exactly where you want it. And so you're looking at this here. So If you want to do the folding over and everything before you put the frame in, there it is, then you can. There, that's better. And just measure it. So you're going to be, because you took a 1/4 of an inch seam, you're looking at 1 3/4 that you're going to be turning it over by. And as long as you're equal on that, then you've got that fold. And we're going to put rivets in either end there and then in the middle. Let's tuck that up there. And that then holds that. And once those rivets are in place, that can then get pushed up to the top. Now, like I say, if you want to top stitch along there to hold that, then you know that works really nicely. I love these rivets. These are screw-in rivets. They are so lovely and easy to use. So easy to use. And I'm just going to come in like 1/2 inch from the edge there. And again, from here, that's going to be sitting up there. So that gives me scope and space. And then I'm going to find the midpoint, because this should be now about 12 inches. So from that very edge, if I come up 1/2 inch, that should be my centre spot, but I am just going to make sure, move it across to there. And then it's this again. This is such a fantastic piece of kit. And makes putting in these rivets so easy. So I'm going to have one there. Tuck that under. Measured that down how I want it. Let's put this one in first. And it's up to you whether you want, oh, I've got these ones, these are nice. The gunmetal. And I need my little screwdriver as well. That was in one of my other kits that I put away. But which one? This is the trouble when you tidy. You tidy, tidy, tidy. What have I done with it? Where have I, oh no, it's here. I haven't tidied it at all. Or if you've got one of our mixed head screwdrivery bits, then that's all good. And you can choose with these, just do them one at a time. So that's going to go through there, it's going to go through there, it's going to go through there. Ah, forgot to put the washer on. Washer's going to help. And then in we go with the first rivet. I love that colourway with this. Really, really love that colourway with this. And so we'll do the 3 along here. washer, rivet, in it goes, and then to that. Washer. I often forget that this is the way that they go in first, to put the larger side in, front to back. There we go. And you'll do exactly the same on the other side. What that gives you is a really different look. Let me stand that up for you. So you'll do the same on the other side, which will hold down those parts there. And then what you've got is a really lovely space that you can open up and you can really see into. That's what I love about that. So you'll do the same on the other side, which will hold down those edges there, hold it in the center there, and that's actually all it needs. That's all it needs. You can see at the front there, they are held in place. That's not going anywhere. So same width, so that just shuts like that. Different height on this one, but aren't those fabrics pretty together? I've missed a stitch on that. Just need to go back in and just catch that seam. So I'm not going to put the rivets in that other side because I love this and I want to keep this firmy. And so you don't actually see very much of the frame at all. We like it. What's Gemma saying? Question. Oh, I love a question. Lois questioning whether we are allowed to use magnets on our digital machines. If you don't have any computerized bits under here, then Gary's always said that it's safe to use. The computerized bit tends to be in here. Underneath here, I know there's nothing computerized underneath there on my machine, but obviously without knowing which machine it is, just have a look. If it's just your bobbins and whatnot, then you're fine. If there's any computerized bit, obviously you don't want to put a magnet near there, but I know with this one, I'm absolutely fine. So it depends what machine you've got. Question on Facebook from Leslie. Morning all. Did you make the tubular frame bags behind on the dresser using the same pattern I purchased 12 months ago? Or is it an updated pattern? The ones behind seem deeper. That is the only 30 centimetre pattern that I've ever done. I did it originally with denim and Tilda. Beautiful. And appliqued the front. And then, yeah, that is exactly the same as the original ones that I did with the Tilda and the denim. Hasn't changed. Hasn't changed. Exactly the same. If you've got that pattern, you are already good to go. And it's just been updated. How are we fixed for Chatham Glyn plain navy? Do we have any to load cut to order? No, I used the last in those bundles, Gemma. That was all we had. We didn't buy any new. So there we go. That is it. A simple, easy make. If you've bought, I know so many of you have bought the rivets from us. In fact, I need to see if I need to get any more for you. The screw-in rivets, and they just add such a classy look. And it's funny actually this morning because I was looking at my belt, and I've got a rivet missing there, and now I'm like, oh, because this was all over the place. What's going on there? And then I realised it's just a screw-in rivet. I've run out of silver, which is why I haven't put the one on the back there. But yeah, when I get my next pot of these, I can fix my belt. I can do all these things. but this is how they look on the inside. You can make them, like I say, this is the size that's in the pattern, is this deeper one. But as long as you've got that 2-inch clearance across the top with your style wheel, then you can make it any size you want. But how beautiful. And you can keep them open, like they look really lovely open. You can keep them open and keep all your bits and bobs in them. Maybe you want to put your toiletries or whatever in there. And then if you ever need to move them or take them anywhere, just close it and away you go. I wanted to do this larger size for the simple reason that for those of you that wanted to make it into a bag, what did I do with them? I did bring them in earlier. Here we go. Now you see, for this I would go for our chocolate coloured ones. And again, if you've got your rivets, screw-in rivets, then you could always make that into rather a lovely bag. And you've got that then as an option as well. So all the options. The rivets have been an absolute revelation. They've changed how I sew because it's meant that I can make my own handles out of our cork really, really easily. It's meant that I can upgrade the rivets on these to screw-in ones, which means that if I ever need to take them off to put them onto another project, brilliant, I can. They do come with rivets, but not the screw-in ones. They come with the hammer-in rivets, which is why we've always upgraded ours with all of the projects that we've done. So if you haven't tried these before, I would really, really encourage you to. I'll check our stock, and if we need to get more, then I can get some more. But yeah, just once we've started using rivets, it's just changed. And I'll be honest, I just didn't know what they were all called to get them. And now I know where I can get them and what they are. It just, to add a little bit of metal to your project is just, I don't know, it just makes it look. Oh, Leslie might have missed the 18 centimetre tubular frame mini tote show. She should catch it up. Can we show her the bag? Yes, Gemma. Yes, boss. So this is what we made yesterday. This is, Leslie, this is the 18 centimetre mini tote that we did yesterday. So this is a new pattern, yes. If you've got the 30 centimetre tubular frame, then that's the one that we did about a year ago. If you, the 18 centimetre ones that we did just as a makeup bag are these ones. Maybe that's what you mean. So that's your 18 centimetre, that's the original one. We've made this deeper and popped handles on and all that jazz. And this is, and actually that's with Starville, this was with H640 yesterday, so it's got a softer feel to it. It's not a bad stash, is it really? Not a bad haul. There you go. But yeah, this was the original 18 centimetre bag frame, done as just a makeup bag. And then today, these are the Flexi frames. I'll put it in there. Hang on, let's flip this side, which just sits underneath like so. And then you just rivet over the top like that. There you go. Hope that helps. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to make a bag for next week with that rather glorious leopard print, if you've left me any. And Jane, what's Jane doing it? Oh, you know the Adidas Sitar Twinkle fabrics, the blenders with the tiny, tiny stars in those fabulous muted pastels that we had across the back of the set last week. Jane has taken those and she's going to do an incredible sort of ombre log cabin type thing. Can't wait to see that. So do join us next week. Thank you ever so much for joining us this week. Your Half Me to Heavens will go live tonight, but the Kaufmans are already live for you. We've got new velvets for you. Those bundles that we've showed you, they are all there. I might finish this off and make this into a handbag. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But either way, I rather love it. Oh, these velvets are just beautiful. Take care, everybody. I will see you next week. Lots of love. Check out your Friday deals as well, because I've got some amazing pokey tools and stuff in there. I've taken them off the set, but there are some proper goodies coming on Friday. So take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.